Hello, my name is Dave Ferguson, and as Eric mentioned, I get to be the lead pastor here at Community, and I love it. And probably my favorite time of the year is the first Sunday in October, because that's when we start our brand new fiscal year. But we also do something kind of crazy, and that is on that first Sunday of our brand new fiscal year, rather than kind of try to get ahead, right, like you might think financially, we give everything away. And we kind of think it's only fair because, you come to church, they challenge you to be generous. Hey, we challenge ourselves right at the beginning of the year to be generous. And over the last 8 years, we've given away more than $4 million, which really excited about that. Now, I'll tell you what I want to do is I just want to briefly kind of introduce you to the 4 different teams. I'm going to ask Patrick O'Connell. Patrick's our director of NewThing. Let's give some love to Patrick here. And one of our 4 teams, and you can see him, nice advertisement there. Way to go.
Yes.
Very well. Now, I know about NewThing, and some of our folks know about NewThing, but maybe some don't know what it's about at all. So kind of explain, what is the NewThing team?
Yeah. Who likes this church? Who loves this church? Yeah, right. We plant churches just like this one for people just like you, and we do that all over the world. And here's why that's important, because we know that a new church gives life to a community, to people, because when people find Jesus, it changes everything. So we'd say that we're a catalyst for movements of reproducing churches. All that means is we want to start new things like this church to help more people find their way back to God. We want to do that all over the world. We partner with other churches, and we raise up leadership residents to go out and do that. We're aligned around 4 values. We're aligned around the mission of Jesus. You've all heard about the Jesus mission if you've been around that community, right? Well, we're aligned around that mission. We love relationships, reproducing, resources, and residency. And those 4 values align our churches globally. We have churches in Africa and India and in Albania and the Philippines. I mean, it's crazy how this thing has grown over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to work closely with Patrick, and I mean, it's a little bit, when you say a catalyst for a movement of reproducing churches around the world, it's actually happening now.
True.
To give them a little perspective too, over the last several years, through these folks' generosity and Celebration Generosity, talk about some of the things we've been able to do.
Yeah, so we have these big, audacious goals at NewThing to have. I laugh, because you might laugh with me. It's gonna be 10,000 reproducing churches in NewThing by 2020. And so, yeah, that's a big goal, right? And we want to partner with others to make that a reality. So what Celebration Generosity has done is allowed us to get started on that goal. We're about 1,100 churches in the world at the moment. So we've got some ground to cover, no doubt. But with Celebration Generosity, we've been able to create a global infrastructure to actually achieve those goals. For instance, we hired the first ever global residency champion. Her name is Kathleen Rodich. She lives in Dubai in the Middle East. This is how big this thing's grown. She's African, and she contributes to our team to help us train up new leadership residencies. We've started a global residency program where we've got a couple from India, a couple from Africa, and a couple from the United States. They're in Nairobi, Kenya tonight, training together to go out and start a new church. So Celebration Generosity has fueled that for us. Without it, we could not do any of that.
And really, over the last several years, we've seen it grow from just a handful of churches, what you said, now over 1,100. And if you think about it this way too, if you think about come Celebration Generosity, we'll probably give away another $600,000-$700,000. Think about now starting 10,000 churches that also have that kind of generosity. Think about what that could do to change the world. So I know that's a little bit of a glimpse of the future. So talk about, as we give this year to Celebration Generosity, where we're headed next.
Yeah, so one of the things I'm really proud of you all, community, what we've been able to undertake here is what we call the Leadership Training Center. It's right up there above the cafe. We're training residents right here. And we have the opportunity to reproduce that residency center in all of our networks across the world. So talk about this exponential impact. That's one of the initiatives we have. We want to take those 6 global residencies that I told you about in Nairobi. We want to have 40 of those by 2020. So Celebration Generosity will allow us to do that. More and more churches are coming to us and asking, how can we be a part of this movement of God? And we've trained so far 22 churches. And those churches have on paper plans to plant 740 new churches. We want to keep doing more of those trainings. And then lastly, we want to go to cities where there are no NewThing networks, pull together churches that want to plant more churches together, and we want to help them do that through what we call a catalyst community. Celebration Generosity will allow us to do more and more of those this year.
Yeah. So what you get to hear there, I mean, there's some things that are happening, like you said, around the world in places like Africa and India. But also, I mean, 2 of the residents that were up there were trained, actually started brand new churches here in the Chicagoland area 2 weeks ago. One of them in Streamwood, and another one on the south side of Chicago, with the dream of making a different kind of Chicago, which is a very, very exciting thing. Let's thank Patrick and the NewThing team for all that they're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Nicely done.